What's up, guys? I'm Michael. Welcome to the first episode of Behind Box Office. We are finally seeing the first billion-dollar movies of the year, the well-deserved Top Gun Maverick. Paramount announced that Top Gun Maverick has reached $1 billion worldwide, thanks to a strong boost from South Korea this past weekend and a relentless domestic run of well over $500 million in just 5 weekends. As such, Top Gun Maverick has become only the second billion-dollar movie in the post-pandemic era after Spider-Man No Way Home in December. What's more, Top Gun Maverick has made history, become the first ever billion-dollar movies without help of both China and Russia. How about that? You might wonder, is this a big deal? Yes, it's not only great news for Tom Cruise and Paramount, but it might also change how Hollywood make and market their future blockbusters. I'll break this down in today's episode with in-depth analysis. Let's go! First, let's have a quick recap on the history of billion-dollar movies. According to Box Office Mojo, with the addition of Top Gun Maverick, we now have 50 billion-dollar movies in total. Now in dozens, billion-dollar movies was once a rarity. In 1997, Titanic became the first ever billion-dollar movies, cruising to over 1.8 billion in its original run. Although Jurassic Park and the animated Lion King, released in 1993 and 1994 respectively, are both included in the billion-dollar list, but they crossed that mark decades later with 3D re-releases. So, as Titanic, that crossed $1 billion in late 1990s. But billion-dollar movies remain highly elusive in the next decade. Between 1997 and 2008, only 3 other movies have crossed $1 billion. The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, and The Dark Knight. Things changed in 2009 because of, Avatar. The James Cameron directed masterpiece not only crossed $2 billion worldwide, but also started the 3D revolution that extends until today. Another major change Avatar has brought is its overperformance in China. It grossed $200 million in that market, marking the first time that a Hollywood movie can reach that height. With China, Russia, and many other emerging countries joining the scene, the global theatrical market enjoyed a boom, with the number of billion-dollar movies soaring to over 40 between 2010 and 2019, a tenfold jump compared to the previous decade. By the way, before 2010, there were only 2 billion-dollar movies without being released in China. The second, Pirates of the Caribbean, and The Dark Knight. But in the following decade, Joker was the only outliner. But hey, that is great for money-hungry studios or producers. But is it good for us, movie lovers? Not necessarily. Do you guys remember this? Transformers: Age of Extinction? With an artist score of 70%, it's easily one of the most best Hollywood blockbusters in history. But guess what? It grossed a whopping $1.1 billion, of which $300 million came from China alone, even more than its North American numbers. And also, Pirates of the Caribbean on Central Ties, which grossed $1.05 billion with an artist score of 33%. How much of that came from China and Russia? Over $130 million combined, both its top 3 overseas markets. There are so many such examples. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, Despicable Me 3, Transformers: Dark of the Moon, and so on. Once an elite club that only the top tier movies can join, the reputation of billion-dollar movies has somewhat been tainted. Too many poorly reviewed movies have managed to cross $1 billion simply because they were popular with audiences in China or Russia. while flopping elsewhere. And that, for a period, has changed how Hollywood make their movies, albeit for the worse. There was a time when rampant Chinese product placements were put in the Hollywood movies, or even non-talking Chinese characters were cast because studios wanted so badly to cater to these specific audiences at the expense of the movie quality. In the end, they even made Mulan a movie explicitly tailored for the Chinese market, hoping to rake in tons of cash. Well, it crashed, and that is the end. With the onset of pandemic and ever-changing geopolitics, the global theatrical market is undergoing a dramatic reconstruction. After a decade of rapid globalization in movie-going, now the tide is changing again. Since 2020, there have been a flurry of Hollywood movies banned outright in China. Marvel, DC, Sony, Paramount, Warner Brothers, or even animations from Pixar and Illuminations. The list of victims goes on and on, and it doesn't seem this extended blackout period will end anytime soon. As of June, none of the 2022 summer tentpoles has secured a release date in China except Jurassic World Dominion, and it might very well remain the only exception going forward. The reason behind China's about-face in importing Hollywood movies is complicated, but that is not our topic today. Then Russia. After its invasion of Ukraine in February, all Hollywood studios immediately put out their movies, leaving the Russian market a wasteland of Hollywood blockbusters. And this dire situation might also last for years. So, with self-sanctioned China and globally sanctioned Russia both drop out of the table, Hollywood has lost two of its most lucrative overseas markets, making it much harder for their movies to reach $1 billion globally. And it's once uncommon for a movie to reach $1 billion without China, but only 2 years into 2020s, we've already have Spider-Man No Way Home and Top Gun Maverick. With Russia also excluded, Top Gun Maverick has become the first. Now the world is different. That's why in the post-pandemic era, word of mouth is king. Take Top Gun Maverick. Its artist score is 97%, audience score 99%, cinema score A+, and its legs are unprecedented. The same also applies to Spider-Man No Way Home, which roll on its rave reviews to break record after record. Want to see more evidence? Just look at recent blockbusters. Actually, we have 3 potential billion-dollar movies this summer, but Top Gun Maverick is the only one to ultimately reach it, with both Doctor Strange and Jurassic World Dominion tumbling. The biggest difference here is obviously word of mouth. Some might argue that Jurassic World Dominion is still a billion-dollar contender. Besides, it's the only one that's been released in China so far, but that's probably not the case. If you put Doctor Strange and Jurassic World Dominion together week by week, you will see their global box office trajectories are almost identical, with Doctor Strange constantly maintaining an edge. And their poor reviews are also similar, leading to their sharp declines. As the Doctor Strange fizzle out at $950 million, Jurassic World Dominion might also land at the same level, probably a little bit lower. An extra boost from China couldn't salvage its poor reviews by the audiences. By comparison, Top Gun Maverick has much stronger legs with extremely low weekly drops. Despite a relatively soft start, Top Gun Maverick has become the winner to claim the billion-dollar title. And that's the new norm for Hollywood. Without easy money from China or Russia, the best way to make a billion-dollar movie is to make a damn good one, like Top Gun Maverick. We probably wouldn't see $6 or $7 billion movies a year like pre-pandemic, but with $1 or $2 billion movies a year now, we can be assured that they are likely very well made, which I believe is a blessing for movie lovers. Finally, I want to pay tribute to Tom Cruise and everyone who made Top Gun Maverick possible. I personally enjoyed the movie so much, especially on an IMAX screen. Once again, Top Gun Maverick proved that cinema as an art form will never die, and the big screen remains the best medium for it. Respect. Okay, this is today's Behind Box Office. If you have any question or any topic that you're interested in, feel free to write in the comments. And if you like this video, please share and subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.